And so we come to this third Digital Pearls ODI between the West Indies and India here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua. And opening the batting again today will be Lendl Simmons and Kirk Edwards, who gave the West Indies a very good start in the match. The second one in Trinidad, Ramnaresh Sawan is in good form, Alan Samuels as well, but they need to convert. And Danza Hyatt, the young Jamaican making his ODI debut today, has already played a couple of T20s for the West Indies. Pollard will be hoping to find some form, so too Carlton Bow, and Darren Sammy has looked very powerful down the order. Andre Russell, the athletic Jamaican, returns to add some firepower to the bowling with Kemar Roach and Ravindra Bishu, the only specialist spinner today.
India, of course, have kept the same side as in the first two ODIs, Parthiv Patel and Shikhar Dhawan to open the batting, and both of them have got half centuries. Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma also have half centuries under their belt. Badrinath is the one who hasn't as yet got going, but this is a terrific opportunity for him. Suresh Raina has batted exceedingly well. Yusuf Pathan has shown that he can tonk the ball, and Harbhajan Singh hit that winning six. And the bowling is in the hands of Amit Mishra, Praveen Kumar and Munaf Patel.
Thank you very much, Sunil Gavaskar.
Praveen Kumar it is. Medium pacer, maybe just a little bit above, but swerves the ball around. In and out, very clever bowler, very experienced. Lovely, bright, sunny morning at North Sound here in Antigua. As I say, good day to Jeffrey Dujon.
Well, good morning, Tony, and to all our viewers, wherever you are. Quite a bit of movement there from Praveen Kumar. He is a swing bowler, and he's getting a little bit of help from a wind that's blowing across the ground from the batsman's leg to off. It rides that wind nicely away from the bat. No real evidence of any unusual bounce. Lots of cracks, bit of movement underneath them. So we can expect that there won't be any exceptional bounce or pace. There certainly will be turn for spinners of the ball. And I think that's where India's real attack is going to come from. There's Baji in his sunscreen, anxious to get his hands on the ball.
Praveen Kumar right on a spot from the beginning here. Good line, good length, good control, and then there is that movement as well.
Harbhajan has been more of a foil for this man, Mishra. He's spun a web around the West Indian batsman. Top-class leg spinner.
Late decision not to play. Just a sprinkling of spectators in, and that has been the pattern. As we saw in Trinidad, we had good crowds in Trinidad. First of all, for the T20, a very good crowd. Something estimated in the region of 16 to 18,000 for the T20. And then for the one-day internationals, certainly over 10,000. Was the estimate for both of them. The second even more than the first. But 9 o'clock start local time, very early. So starts with a maiden over, a very good one from Praveen Kumar.
We've just completed the first over of the maiden.
Edwards will now take strike. Batsman who is not in its regular position, but somewhere down the order, 3, perhaps 4 at first class level, but put up to open the batting.
There he goes again. Big appeal. Indians are confident it hits the edge, and so is umpire Malcolm. And Edwards goes without scoring. Pitched right up, and this one went away from him. Hit the edge. Simple catch in the end for Partiv Patel with no runs on the board. Kirk Edwards gone for a duck. It's 1 for none.
West Indies would like to have bowled first in these conditions, early start, and these are 2 swing bowlers, and they've got the ball to move. Umpire Gould just waiting for the public address or the music to stop, and I saw one ready now. So the first run for the West Indies comes courtesy of a wide from Munaf Patel down the leg side.
He was a bit late getting off the mark there, Sawan. It was always a single. West Indian batsmen don't seem to run with a whole lot of trust. So a lot of ball watching goes on.
Nice deflection, will head all the way for 4, perhaps off the pad. Goes all the way off the bat. Just slowed up a bit on the way towards the boundary. So the first boundary of the innings.
So just a bit offline and just getting the inside edge.
Now will they come for a second? Thought about it. It's well run. Instigated by Simmons. He looked up Sawan and saw Simmons was ready, and in the end Simmons making it very comfortably.
So there's a bit more confidence in that call.
It's over.
End of 4. 8 for 1. And he's spot on. It's just been a couple of deliveries that have strayed on down the batsman's legs. One got clipped for 4, and there was a wide. But everything else has been right on target, and he's picked himself up a wicket with a beauty to Edwards.
He's got it over the infield, didn't quite come off the middle of the bat, but will go all the way for 4. Short delivery and put away by Simmons.
He put his back into this one, but Simmons onto it in a flash. Probably bounced a little bit too high for him to get full control of it, but hit it well enough.
He's gone high, he's gone long, he's gone 6.
Well, it's what we've gotten used to from Lendl Simmons. Very attacking, not afraid to hit the ball in the air. And what better time to do it now when the field is in. This one he reckoned was in the slot. Looked a bit too short to me, but he certainly got it in the middle of the bat. It went high and all the way.
completely mistimed the dive. Dived over the ball. Dhawan it is, and the batsman get 2 for it. It was well timed. So an expensive over from Muna Patel. Was here when India were here on the last occasion in 2000 and very fine, and the deflection which will go for 4. Praveen Kumar just offline. He's been outside the off stump mostly this time, just losing his line and put away.
Maybe trying to bowl a little closer to off stump. And just pushing it down onto Sarwan's legs. He'd been bowling quite wide of off stump before.
Something now. Just hoisted it over mid wicket, got under it. He's barely been in good form, Lendl Simmons. And that just emphasizes it. Ah, there's a flag of Guyana. 30 for 1. And a quick single taken. Sarwan scurrying home mid-on, just seemed to be a little bit on his heels, allowing the batsman to get 1. Both well seated, not on their heels. Your next commentator is Fazia Mohammed and Sunil Gavaskar.
Thanks very much, TC. Typical stroke by Lendl Simmons to end that last over. Good running again, good understanding between Simmons and Sarwan. Good morning, Sunny.
Morning, Fazir. Morning, everybody. Yes, I think a good steadying partnership this between the two. Sarwan, the more experienced and therefore being a little more watchful. 7 of 20. Simmons, a younger man, a lot more aggressive. 24 he is, with a 6 and a couple of boundaries. He's looked the more aggressive. And even with this single that he took, you could see that he hit the ball firmly, but he wanted to come to the danger end. I think the West Indies will need to be a little more positive like that. Not take too many risks, but be positive.
Finding that balance has always been a challenge for the current crop of West Indies cricketers. We talk about being positive, and as you said, you don't have to be reckless about it.
Absolutely. I think sometimes they get just a little bit carried away, as we saw in the second one-day international. Tried to play too many shots too soon and lost the wickets, lost the advantage. They made a mess of the platform that they had been provided by the early batsman. There it is, good running again. On the back foot, pushing the ball firmly to mid-on, recognizing that the fielder was not going to be able to get to the ball in time, and then going to the danger end. Batsman on the back foot is already deep in the crease, so he's got to make that extra yard to regain the crease to go to the other end.
Ramnaresh Sarwan finding himself in the middle pretty early once again. It's become an occupational hazard of being a number 3 in the West Indies batting lineup over the last decade and a half. So many have filled that role, some with outstanding success, some not so much success. And it's really become a source of real worry for the West Indies, as there are so many other issues. More evidence of good running to end over number 9. It's 35 for 1. Amit Mishra's first delivery down the leg side. Get a couple very easily.
Yes, the quicker delivery, but outside the leg stump, and just swept away by the batsman. The fielder is at square leg. Bit of work for that fielder. but also a bit of hard running required by the West Indians. That's an area where they've got to improve.
He's miscued it somewhat, but it's still gone all the way. He was looking for the lofted drive, and what a way to greet Amish Mishra. Getting out on the front foot, Ramnaresh Sarwan, and smashing it back over the bowler's head.
Yes, I think they've obviously decided in their team meeting that they are going to go after Amit Mishra and not let him settle down to a length. So this one's been tossed up. The field restrictions are still in place, and Ramnaresh Sarwan taking full advantage of that. Only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle for the first 10 overs. And those 2 fielders were at deep square leg and deep mid-wicket. So Ramnaresh Sarwan going the aerial route. Very good thinking, very good shot by the experienced batsman.
It's going to be Praveen Kumar to continue. In fact, it's Munaf who's been switched around. Again, good understanding between the two. Simmons just looked up and Sarwan was coming through. They were able to complete the single. It's important for this pair that they not just look for the boundaries.
Absolutely. I think they will be able to add to the frustration of the bowlers and the captain if they keep taking singles like that. They are rotating the strike. Sarwan a little more watchful, and Simmons that much more aggressive. So the bowler also has to make the adjustment in the length that he's bowling to the batsman. Sarwan, he can try and bowl a much fuller length because he's not looking to go over the top. Simmons on the other end is quite happy to go over the top.
Found the gap. And this will go away for 4. Not exactly a full-blooded effort to show third man to cut that one out.
Well, it was beautifully placed. There were 2 fielders kept over there. They're a backward point and another almost backward point as well, but not too far away between those 2. The gap beautifully found by Sarwan. The thing is, he didn't try to hit it too hard. He wanted to make sure he went between those 2 fielders, because he knew that once he went between those 2 fielders, with the third man being fine, he would get a boundary, and that's exactly what's happened.
Looking to go straight this time. Good work from Yusuf Pathan. 50 partnership has come up between these two after the early loss of Edwards. Point right out on the boundary, just in the foreground. Looking up towards the east, where there's a bit of a breeze. Lost his shape there with that shot. And he's so elegant, so very fluent. 53 for 1 after 11.
I've always felt that because he gets the white ball to move so much, he would be able to do much more damage with the red ball, which will move even as it gets older. The white ball moves, say, for about 8-10 overs at best. But the red ball, it can move quite a lot. And Praveen Kumar does have the gift of getting the ball to move both ways.
He has an outstanding first-class career. 173 wickets at an average of 23. It suggests that he's ideally suited for the longer form of the game. Look at those numbers there. 13 5-wicket innings hauls. Best of 8 for 68. No wonder he feels right at home in the Caribbean, as we see that overthrow. I'm advised he's from the state of Uttar Pradesh, Praveen Kumar, and that's where a lot of the Indian immigrants to the Caribbean would have come from UP, from the 1830s, 1840s. So there might be some connection somewhere.
Certainly could be, because I understand that 30th of May is celebrated in Trinidad and Tobago as the Indian arrival day.
That's beautifully played. Overpitched, and he was into the drive. The cover fielder had no chance. And Lendl Simmons continues to play well, with some appreciation from the fans.
Well, he certainly has looked a lot more confident against Munaf Patel than he did in the earlier games. Moving very confidently into the drive. Look at that stride towards the ball. Very confident, very positive. Then waiting a little bit on the ball and opening the face of the bat to hit it between those two fielders. That's a very good shot from Lendl Simmons.
Yes, it was Indian Arrival Day, the holiday 2 Mondays ago in Trinidad, and it was the holiday in Guyana. When Pakistan were there for one of their one-day internationals, coincided with the Indian Arrival Day in Guyana on the South American mainland. So a tremendous historical connection between India and the Caribbean. Gentle single to long on to end over number 13. 8 runs coming off it, 64 for 1.
Another good over for the West Indies. 8 runs are coming. Lendl Simmons is on 35 and looking very good indeed. And Sarwan also a lot more confident. They've done the hard work. Oh, Sarwan was very slow. Very, very slow, and he's dropped his bat. That makes it difficult for him.
I think he's in trouble here, especially having dropped the bat. It didn't go over the line. I think Sarwan knows what's coming now. Throw coming in. The bat is dropped, the bails are off. Sarwan is nowhere in his ground, and he's going to be given out, run out. Really a complete mess with this partnership going so well for the West Indies. But Suresh Raina once again outstanding in the field. The bat stuck as he was looking to slide it in, and I think he recognized immediately the bails off, and Sarwan is going to be given out, run out.
Well, it's a lucky break for India, but having said that, you've also got to say that Sarwan was slow to start off with, wasn't very keen to take the quick single, and he's run out. So it's a partnership breaker. That outstanding effort by the Indian captain gets rid of Ramnaraj Sarwan. West Indies are 65 for 2 in the 15th over.
Nice fast, nice shot from Simmons again, a sweep that'll bring him 2 more runs. Again, he heads for another landmark of 50. He's on 38, and I think one of the things the West Indies dressing room and coaching and management staff would want is that when a player gets to a number that fulfills his satisfaction, albeit half a century, that he kicks on to the benefit of the team. Doesn't just stop at 50. There we go. It's a bit of turn as well, to be fair. 2 balls ago, not only bounce, it turned more than bounce, I suppose.
This graphic shows Harbhajan around the wicket. It's ball, quite a few dot balls. Picked up 2 wickets. 17 overs gone. It's 70 for 2.
Got his man, Amit Mishra. He's a wonderful bowler. Went for 10 off his first over, but has come back strong and beat Samuels all ends up.
And you have to say that this is just a bad shot. Wasn't any different from the delivery before. Samuels not at the pitch, reached for it, played across the line of a ball that's spinning away from him. And a good piece of work there from Patel. Nicely taken and finished. Marlon Samuels, just the one. West Indies 70 for 3. Not a lot of batting to come. Eventually successful. And that's his first run in one-day cricket for Danza Hyatt. Took a bit of pace off of that one, did Mishra.
What I like about that over where he got the wicket was the first 3 balls didn't turn a lot, and then he put the seam in an orthodox position. That's what I noticed, because the first 3 deliveries, certainly 2 of the 3 that I noticed were scramble seam. I don't know what that means, whether it was just out of the front of the hand and skidding on, but certainly the wicket ball was a more orthodox seam position, and maybe he put more revolutions on it, and it turned significantly more than the first 3.
Much as it pains me, I have to admit you're right, Bish.
That was almost a compliment. Almost.
Oh, that was a nice delivery. Quicker one. Still got the turn. And this is orthodox, regular seam. Gets a little bit more bite.
Well, he's not the first to go by way of that. Amit Mishra Googly, he's a beautiful bowler. Carlton Ball was tricked with that in the last match. Danza Hyatt didn't pick this either. What a wonderful bowler this little man is.
He's a wonderful bowler, but this is an ordinary piece of batting. Left a big gap, trying to hit against the spin, trying to hit it into the offside. Spun back through the gate. Takes the stumps, and Danza Hyatt's debut is short-lived. Won his score. It's 74 for 4.
Now Pollard will get 2 here.
Looking to push the ball on the offside. The wrong one. Took it to the onside. Nevertheless, 2 runs. And therefore, he didn't have the opportunity to make an impact. Quick single there. But he's very quick between the wickets as well.
Pushed away for 1. If he can bat through, and he's a good strong hitter, is Pollard, well known. And he'll hope to get support from Bravo, from Ball. Here's a couple of peels from Patel. Beauty, big appeal for a catch of the wicket, and he's given him out. Malcolm's give him out in a rather unusual way. Again, that appeal from Patel, and Pollard's walking off. Big appeal, and the Indians are bemused. Here it is.
Well, he's had something to say to the Indians, maybe Harbhajan Singh. about that appeal. And big appeal. He fumbled Parthiv Patel with that ball. And it just bounced up and he took it and he went up there. Harbhajan Singh a little less enthusiastic about the appeal. But the umpire upheld it. Karan Pollard is walking very, very slowly back to the pavilion. Will he be called back? I'm not too sure. It's 85 for 6. He certainly has shown why he deserves to be in here. He was dropped from the squad for the World Cup. But probably smarting from that, Amit Mishra, wanting to reclaim his place in the Indian team.
Brings Bo now into the strike. As mentioned early on, I made the point about the different approaches by the two teams to this tournament. India haven't changed their side at all. West Indies have used 15 different players in the 3 matches. Where do you feel that the team cannot settle it when there's so much shuffling around? India have come here with young players. They want to get them in. They want them to play, but first objective is to win.
$88 for 6. Don't want to change a winning combination. Maybe if they win the game today, they might look at resting somebody like a Harbhajan Singh. It really has been surprising, honestly, to hear that Dwayne Bravo wanted a break, wanted to rest. When the series is undecided, the series is in the balance, I think he should be playing there.
Could be off the pad here. They'll come for a second. Yes. Cody after it. Leg by is given. And I really can't understand why Darren Bravo is not in this side. He's too good a young player not to play every time. Of course, he hasn't been in the type of form he was in his first Test series in Sri Lanka. Definitely not out. Patel is not appealed.
Harbhajan Singh appealing enthusiastically. He's got the wicket of Pollard in the previous over. But the batsman would have been struck outside the off stump. Take a single. Yes, the fact that Darren Bravo has scored runs against the Sri Lankans and the Pakistanis show that he has the ability. But more importantly, being a left-hander, he would have made the bowlers think a little bit.
Any format of the game, leg spin always so useful, and especially when he's bowling as well as this fellow is. Confidence must be sky high now. Nice little deflection from Bo. Should get him 2. And does. And he doesn't. So the end of his spell, 10 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 28, 96 for 6. Early wicket, then a very useful second wicket partnership between Sarwan and Simmons. Simmons in good form yet again, put on 65, the two of them, from 81 deliveries. And Sarwan, who's looking good, was run out. Still movement there for Munaf Patel. Big appeal, but not that convincing. Umpire Gould wouldn't have had much difficulty with that. Wasn't too far away from the edge, but was away from the edge.
Well, he's been a little bit expensive, Munaf Patel, in his initial spell, so maybe he's the one that they should be looking to go for.
Now he's edged that. Fine deliveries, getting movement, and Sami had no answer to it. Low catch by the keeper. So Sami goes as Munaf Patel takes over from Mishra. And it doesn't make any difference that Mishra isn't there because Patel is struck right away.
Well, this is just a gentle poke outside the off stump, maybe trying to run the ball down to third man. But the percentages don't work for Sami. He's caught behind. And West Indies in trouble now, 96 for 7.
It's an interesting point as well because he's no longer involved with pitches, but he talks about the fact that he says people think that it's something with the soil here at the stadium, but he actually feels that there's not enough cricket played at this stadium, so the ground, the pitch isn't as compact, doesn't get a chance to be as compact as it would do to help the fast bowlers and to be hard and bouncy and true, and no matter how much rolling you put, it will burn off the grass because it doesn't get consistent rolling for lengthy periods of time throughout the year. It's an interesting point, actually. And hit that into the gap. .105 for 7. Be a push here for 2. That would only have been 1.5.
You were talking about the qualities of Andre Russell as a good, useful, all-round cricketer, and you had a few ifs in there. If this were to be done, if that were to be done. And that so often has been the downfall. The things that should be done to help a player develop, the player himself doing the right things to move forward, doesn't seem to be happening too often in West Indies cricket.
I think you take a player like that under your wing, and he's one of several players that you want to look after. You let them know that they've been identified as someone that could play a very important role in the future, and you put things in place to ensure that their development continues apace. But the player himself, as you touched on the other point, must not see that as something to be taken for granted. I'm a superstar, I'm very important to West Indies cricket, I can walk with my head in the air. What you have to do then as a player is to put in the work and to ensure that the objectives are met. Another quick single. And ball will again retain the strike. 34 overs gone. The ball will be changed. 108 for 7. Another single to Carlton Bohr, the man again who has made a big impact for India today, as he did at the Queen's Park Oval in the previous match, is Amit Mishra. Had Marlon Samuels gone, 3 wickets to him today. Then he had Danza Hyatt with what is becoming a shot that is played once too often. 3 wickets to him, and he's made a difference in the innings once again. Standing, just have to lick your lips at the fact that I'd like to see him play Test match cricket and what he could do in conditions that would help him.
No real damage done with that little collision, and Bohr very, very quick to put up the hand in apology.
It's gone forward quite a lot, Carlton Ball, as you would expect with the slower bowlers on. Pushing hard for 2 and will get there. Carlton Ball is pretty quick for a little man, and Andrew Russell, extremely good athlete.
You've got to get out there to quell the threat of the spinner, but you've got to do so confidently. You've got to know what you're doing.
Right.
35 overs gone, 112 for 7. That has hit the gap quite nicely, and it'll only be a fetch and throw it back job for Munaf Patel. First boundary since the 13th over of the innings.
Well, it's been a while in coming, and Andrew Russell is just the sort of player to capitalize on anything loose. May not be the most technically correct, but a real cavalier sort of slash through the offside.
Gone past the keeper. No one had slipped. Don't think that Parthiv Patel got anywhere close to it. Another valuable boundary for the West Indies.
The West Indies need all the luck they can get. Didn't move a lot. Andrew Russell stood on leg stump. Hence the thickish edge that had Parthiv Patel lunging at it. And a very, very fortuitous boundary.
Another good shot from Russell, which will bring him 2.
I'm really trying to work out why you wouldn't take the power play now. Russell seems fairly capable. Carlton Bow, if he puts his mind to it, can handle himself with the bat. Surely this is the chance to at least get something.
Should only be 1 this time. Yeah, I think it's just indecisiveness, because there is a fear that a lot of batting teams don't use it well. Sometimes it leads to the fall of a wicket. And there's a...
Carlton Bow keeps the strike, 125 for 7.
And now Virat Kohli comes in to bowl his medium pace. Andre Russell as well. He's not entirely a rabbit. He's got some useful scores in both first class and 50 overs cricket. He got 100 in fact against Ireland for Jamaica in a first class match last day, and it is true that Ireland bowled all 11 players, but 100 is 100, I suppose. There's a man in the deep, so just a single.
Well, this has been a pretty promising partnership. 31 of 45 deliveries. So with the 5th bowler's quota being used by Pathan and Virat Kohli, maybe this is the time that they should be looking to take the batting power play before the regular bowlers come in to bowl. They look settled now, the two. The bowling's not very challenging. Pathan's getting the ball to turn a little bit. He's bowled well, 4 overs for 14. But one gets the impression that this is perhaps the time now for the West Indies to look at taking the batting power play. This is the last of the recognised batting pair. There's no point taking the batting power play when you have a bowler at the crease.
He slammed that away. That's the way he plays. It's not the kind of shot that is described in any detail, if at all, in any coaching manual you can find, but it's effective. Reminiscent of MS Dhoni's helicopter.
Yes, certainly has the bat revolving over his head a couple of times. Dhoni gets it away to the onside with a strong bottom hand.
He's down on his haunches, but he gets up just in time. Jamaican champions of the first class competition 4 years in a row here in the West Indies. And here he goes, gets under it, and that's gone a very long way. That's massive. And just shows what power Andre Russell has.
Well, that's a terrific shot. It is a very powerful shot. It's a six on any ground in the world, and he's done it with the flourish, which is so typically Caribbean. He's moved his front foot out of the way and he's hit it with the turn. It's a massive hit.
There he goes again, another huge one. That looks to be bigger. It's gone out of the ground and into the road. Andre Russell enjoying this, and so are the crowd.
Yes, finally they've got something to cheer, because the top order of the West Indies team, apart from Lendl Simmons, has been pretty disappointing. The 50 partnership coming with that second consecutive six. Hitting it with the turn, just the right length.
Ian Gould, the umpire, making the signal. Won't get it through. Straight to backward point.
He really is at his best, Munaf, when he's concentrating on that off stump. Because over there also he gives very little width for the batsman. Well, look at the length and the line, forcing the batsman to play at it. Not much movement of the feet. And now Russell's the man who's hitting the big shots. He should be taking most of the deliveries.
Yeah, but if you're not going to run two for the previous delivery, where Long On had to come to his left, and he's right in the boundary. And he completed the one, and Boa felt, well, I don't think I can make it. Been out there now for 83 deliveries. It's 31. He's hit that hard and found the gap and gets 4.
And that's the reason he should be taking more of the strike now in the remaining overs as well. Not just in the batting power play, but in the remaining overs, because he's got this knack of getting the boundaries, hitting the big shots, getting the sixes, and that's what's going to take West Indies to a score of 200 or thereabouts.
There he goes down the wicket, and the wedge shot pitches in the turf and just holds up. They get 2 for that. Ends the over. 6 remain, 167 for 7. Down he goes. We're in the power play, so only 3 fielders can be within the ring. They'll come back for a third. Long way out there, so 3 to Ball, who shows some of the initiative which we had seen from Russell earlier.
Munaf Patel to start his 9th over. Looks like they'll just get the single there. But it's been a pretty spirited rally, Faz. Ball goes aerial and he's going to be out. Caught at cover. Dhawan, the fielder. Munaf Patel picks up his third wicket.
Well, he has only himself to blame. It was a change of pace, slow delivery from Munaf, but committed himself, and it was really unnecessary. They were going so very well with this partnership, but now he's departed. 36, 174 for 8. Of course, the UDRS not being used for this series, nor will it be used for India's next assignment in England. They've said that they are not in favour of it. They remain averse to it.
Just a single, but it brings up his 50. And a well-deserved one for Andre Russell. He struck that fiercely.
It wasn't in the air as we saw those two massive sixes, but just as powerful.
They'll look for 2 here, or will they get 4? Oh, that's a good piece of fielding. Oh, went through him, did it? Yes, it did. So, 4 more. West Indies score goes on to 192. Still didn't get the impression that he'd middled it, but it's enough. That's hit hard. 6 more to Andre Russell. West Indies move on to 198.
And a good catch by Ishant Sharma, and well appreciated by his captain. Again, good powerful swing.
That's gone too. That's gone even further. Up into the second tier of the stand.
And the captain and all the West Indies fans have good reason to appreciate that. 200 comes up.
And in a flash, Andre Russell has gone from 50 to 73. That was a big hit. That was short, cut away, well fielded. Mishra, the fielder. So what could have been 4 is only 2.
And 18 runs off the over already of the bat of Andre Russell.
Well, he's gone after that as well and hit it well. It's going to be 4. Wide mid-wicket, 22 off the over. Best by far for the West Indies. 49 overs gone. It's 210 for 8. That's hit. Full toss, 6. Almost demolished a car in the car park. Russell moves on to 88.
Well, that would have been 6 anywhere in the world. Cleared that entire western side. Nice juicy knee-high full toss, and he knew where it was going from the moment it came off the middle of the bat.
And he hammered that too, and that will be 4 more. Went flat, dropped just inside the boundary. 92 to Andre Russell, and the West Indies 225 for 8 of their allotted 50 overs. What an innings this has been. 51 off 28 balls, the partnership between Russell and Roach. West Indies starts by Simmons, and Sarwan didn't carry on. Ball came in and 36 from him helped things along, but 92 in 64 deliveries from Andre Russell have pushed the West Indies to 225 for 8.
Amit Mishra once again a handful for the West Indies, the leg spinner causing all sorts of problems. Harbhajan very economical, and 3 wickets as well for Munaf Patel.
Thank you, Ian Bishop. Well, there, 2 opening batsmen. Both have got half centuries already in this series. Dewan in the first match and Patel in the second, 2 left-handers. And only here because of the fact that regular opening batsmen haven't made it for one reason or another, mainly injury. Gambhir, very experienced left-handed opener. Sehwag, of course, high-class opening batsman, both of them injured. Tendulkar opens the batting in the 50 overs form of the game as well. He's not here. Here's Roach, first delivery. Very good save. Excellent fielder, Kieron Pollard in that position, key position. There's are a few more spectators, quite a few more in fact. We started with just a sprinkling at the start of play, 9 o'clock start. This ground is one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the West Indies. Packed in, would hold over 20,000. So difficult to judge just how many are in today. First runs. Patel off the mark. They'll have to hurry here. Just a prod in the onside for Dewan's first run. Nicely played. So 3 runs have come off the first over. Variable bounce is on a pitch, Jeffrey, which would give batsmen more trouble than anything else. So you get big turners and so on. We saw in Guyana, for instance, in the first test, West Indies against Pakistan, 20 leg before dismissals. Variable bounce, batsmen not being able to trust the pitch.
If you try to play those horizontal bat shots like the cut and the pull, there's always the chance if it bounces too much, you get a top edge, could go to slip. If it doesn't bounce, and how many times have we seen batsmen drag the ball onto their stumps trying to cut or trying to pull and getting bottom edges. It's a nice easy paced wicket. The bowlers are bowling pretty straight. Place to look to score is in front of you. Present the full face of the bat to the ball. I'd kept a little low as well.
Just that innings by Russell, unforgettable really. Those who saw it would have, and they really enjoyed it here. And I think it could be a profitable innings for him as well. You think so, Jeffrey? I think maybe some franchises in the Indian Premier League might have been watching.
Yes, I thought the letters IPL immediately. He's got the talent and he's got the equipment for it. There's no question about that. When he hits them, they stay hit. With 5 massive sixes today.
Shot through the offside, the first boundary. Very good shot indeed. Not much backlift, but punched through the offside.
We see he plays this with a vertical bat. Those are the high percentage shots. Didn't try to hit it too square. Met it early so he could keep the bat coming down and through.
And that's well played too. That'll be another 4. So 4's off consecutive balls for Patel. The ball just reaching the boundary. So 4's in opposite directions for the little left-hander. And taken. So Sammy gets a wicket in his first over. The ball just carrying to Marlon Samuels at cover. Ball scooped up. 26 without loss. Dewan goes. So West Indies have made the breakthrough in the captain's first over.
There's the dance. Didn't quite get to the pitch of it. And played a bit too early. So Darwin goes for 4. India have lost their first wicket. It's 26 for 1.
Getting Dhawan caught at cover. Virat Kohli, who played so well in the second one-day international in Port of Spain on Wednesday, comes in now. There's the dismissal. Ball just carrying to Samuels, but straightforward catch. And he's given him leg before. So he strikes first ball. And Kohli, there's no umpire's review system in this series. Umpire Malcolm sends him on his way. And Sammy strikes. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. There's no umpire's review system. So I don't know what the talk was between Kohli and the umpire.
Well, sometimes not wanting it works against you. This at first glance to me, I must admit, looked a bit high. Took him on the top of the pad. No bat involved. At first glance, it looked high to me. I think this is going to be missing, Tony. Missing leg and high.
Darren Sammy on a hat-trick. Badranath is in now. Second slip brought in. Ball didn't carry. So umpire Malcolm hasn't had a decision to make on that one.
So a couple of wickets for the West Indies captain in his opening over. One pretty straightforward, one much talked about already. He's got that one away. Not off the middle of the bat, but I just carried to the boundary. Good work out there, but I wonder if it was in vain in the end. Full length effort by Andre Russell. And the umpire being called upon. Good afternoon, Sunny.
Good afternoon, Fazir. I think it's the effort that matters. Even if the ball has, even if the fielder has touched the boundary, the fact that he's made that effort, that will lift everybody else up. terrific effort. Is the ball in contact when he does that? This is probably not going to give you a good angle. This will probably tell you. At this stage, he's not in contact. You can see now the
and it is 1 run saved.
but India need to stabilize things. They've lost 2 quick wickets of successive deliveries, so they need some sort of a partnership here. They've got a good batting lineup, but still they don't want to lose wickets and panic.
West Indies ahead in runs and wickets, but India have some greater depth to their batting, and they'll want to bring that into good effect to basically clinch the series with 2 matches to play as we head into the bowling power play.
Well, that was anticipated, wasn't it? The bowling power play being taken, because most captains look to take it immediately after the mandatory 10 overs power play, unless of course in the first 10 overs 100 runs have been scored without a wicket falling.
Flicked away in the air, as he invariably does, Parthiv Patel. Coming through for the second run. Good aggressive running once again.
Well, those little legs had to run very hard, because it looked for a moment as if he might just be short. He thought that he might be able to get it easy, but look at those little legs. They had to power to make sure that he reached the end safely. There he is. He's looking for 2. Now he starts a little slowly and then realizes that he might be short.
Top edged, but this will fall safe. Might go all the way. In fact, goes right onto the rope, which is 6.
Well, not in the direction he intended, but he's up to the challenge. Every time the ball's been banged in short in this innings, he's gone for the hook shot. He's hit most of them along the ground, rolled his wrists over, but this one climbed a little bit more than he anticipated. And you can see there was that top edge. The fielder was far too square. That's the modern field placing.
Pulls it away. That's going to go for another boundary to the pugnacious Parthiv Patel to end over number 11, 42 for 2.
At least he's got the length right. Now he's got to try and get the line right.
Gives him the charge and smashes it away. Patel continues with his positive manner. Brings up the 50 as well for India. Back past the bowler.
Well, it's a lot easier to get down the pitch to a bowler of Sammy's pace. You know that even if it bounces, it's not going to surprise you. And he's hit it straight as well. The safest place on the cricket field to hit the ball.
Parthiv Patel 8 short of a half century, 42 of 48 balls. Continues to be aggressive, and someone who used to be very aggressive with the ball was Ian Bishop, and he'll be joining Jeffrey Dujon. And I wonder if Ian could elaborate on what Sonny Gavaskar said, that fast bowlers regularly exchanged notes just so they could stay on good terms with each other, so they wouldn't get bounces from one another during matches. They pretended to be offering different bits of advice. Beautifully bowled, and the real reason for it, as we see the umpire being called for, was to ensure that they wouldn't serve up some bouncers when it was their turn at the crease. Ian and then Duj.
Well, this is why umpire Malcolm sends upstairs, but I really don't see why. And I reckon he was back. Not out is the verdict.
And he tries to break the shackles, and he does so on this occasion. He does it successfully. He was in the air for a while as it passed Kirk Edwards at cover.
So this is an excellent shot for a batsman who hasn't been in too long. Gives himself some room, stays nicely balanced and picks his spot. There was nothing iffy about that shot.
That one was struck much better, but oh, that's out. That is a waste of a wicket. It's Andre Russell, is it? You just can't keep him out of the game, but Badrinath has sold himself cheaply.
He won't be happy about this. It sort of makes you wonder what the rush was. This one skids off the surface to ball, and Badrinath is a week away from the crease. Question about that, but you have to wonder why he was in such a rush. Well, he can take his time going back to the pavilion now. And he goes for 11. It's 60 for 3. Another man in a bit of form. Good strike rate. They don't look happy to just knock it around for singles. He's gone over the top. Rohit Sharma. They really seem to be looking to finish this as quickly as they can.
Yeah, the key thing for India and the key thing in the battle, though the run rate is a controllable run rate as far as the batting team is concerned, if they continue losing wickets at key intervals, then they could find themselves struggling towards the end. That's why there needs to be a consistency of this partnership. Another lofted shot, an authoritative shot from Rohit Sharma.
Well, they seem to have targeted Darren Sammy.
79 for 3 in there. West Indies was 70 for 3. Oh, gone, another one goes. And that's what we were talking about, rustling the business again. Doesn't matter how quickly India continues scoring, they keep losing wickets. They're going to find themselves under pressure.
Well, he was throwing the bat at most things, Partik Patel, looking to get on with it, and slices this one. Simple catch in the end for Andre Russell. Bishu picks up his first wicket. Another scrambled seam, but who cares? Straight into the hands of Russell. Patel goes for another score in the 40s. Another start wasted. 18 for 1. 79 for 4 rather in the 19th over.
Pollard. That is up in the air. That's what I was talking about. These $1 million shots that India have been playing today is bordering on overconfidence. They've literally given a number of wickets away today, and it doesn't seem to me like a team that is switched on. Overconfidence. Sonny Gavaskar and Tony Cozy in the box.
You're absolutely right. I think this is an unnecessary shot. It's not as if India's asking rate is 8 runs and over to be going for that kind of a shot when you've just come into bat. And these kind of catches might be swirling in the air, but when the team senses it's got the opposition captain, then they know that they are in for it. 88 for 5.
Indians have tended to gift their wickets, although they might have caught it from the West Indies, judging by how the West Indies gifted wickets in the first 2 one-day internationals. Pollard with the wicket. Batsman crossed while the ball was in the air. The new batsman is Yusuf Pathan.
Yes, 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 yes!
Oh, brilliant! What a catch! Lendl Simmons, almost a Superman leap, and hauled it down with his right hand And Patan just trudges off, can't believe it. West Indies, well, full of energy here. What a catch.
Outstanding. Outstanding cricket that. Look at the timing of his jump. Yusuf Pathan just trying to tap the ball away, hitting it a little too early, coming off the toe end of the bat. The timing of the jump, so important. He was rushing to stop the single, and then he takes that catch. Outstanding effort. That's why West Indies are on top, 92 for 6.
Remarkable catch has brought Harbhajan Singh in. West Indies will well know that they were in a very similar position, and then came a quite astonishing innings by Andre Russell. They know it can be done onto them as well. Hoiks away, down towards long on. Crowd thinks it's a catch, it's put down. They'll come for 2 off the free hit.
Yes, I think the catch being put down allowed the batsman to come back for another run. He wasn't going to be out. It was a free hit if the catch had been taken. But if the catch had been taken, that 1 run could have been saved.
Well, would have touched something because he hasn't signalled wide. No, the West Indies feel that it touched the bat, and they're appealing like Patan does for India, but that clearly does for India. But then that's when you start to lose confidence in an umpire. This is what happens. Nice shot. And could well go all the way, just beating the fielder to the boundary. Flicked away, bad direction from Pollard, and the fine leg within the ring, so easily picked off.
In the air and through the hands of the short extra cover. Anthony Martin, the substitute fielder, should have been able to at least get his hands on the ball.
He's willing to take his chances, Harbhajan. And that may just have been just slightly out of his reach. Got close, but not close enough.
Just another single. Harbhajan retains the strike after 31 overs, 126 for 6.
Harbhajan to face up.
Marlon Samuels with the misfield at a mid-on. Cleaned up by his compatriot Danza Hayat.
He seemed to have missed his footing. Went sliding by. It was always going to be a single.
Happy to pick up the singles. They do have the batting power play still available with Sharma there for a while. Almost a little over 75 minutes. Harbhajan, just about 45 minutes. The requirement, another 95 from 106 deliveries. So not yet a runner ball. Again, just to the 1.
It's clear that Harbhajan is going to take on the short ball. And so far he's done it quite well. Rohit Sharma on 46. That's more the area they should be concentrating now.
The West Indies have generally kept it up to Rohit Sharma. There you can see very little short of a length. Good full, much of it outside the line of off stump, angled into the right-hander. Haven't really tested him with the short pitch stuff. It isn't the sort of surface to really get it flying up. Could have easily taken the edge through to the keeper. 133 for 6 at the end of the over.
Well, there's an individual who was well known at the Antigua Recreation Ground for his antics over the years. Gravy. LeBron Benjamin is real name, known universally as Gravy. All of the antics he got up to down there kept the crowds entertained. He used to be dressed in a wedding gown every now and again. I don't think it would fit his beard now. Darren Sammy comes back. He got 2 wickets in his first over, which set India back.
Yeah, I think it's made in theory a good decision to come back into the attack now, because 87 required from 89, the run rate creeping up to 6 and over. This is the first of his wickets. Shikhar Dhawan driving to cover.
Yes.
And then he also got Virat Kohli. A dubious decision by Malcolm. It will reflect in the newspapers tomorrow. LBW Sammy. It's a good choice, because I think he'll come and he'll just bowl his dot balls, he'll just bowl a negative length and line. 50 for Rohit Sharma. His second of a series, but he's still much work to do here for India, but at least he's shown a lot more composure again after looking a bit rushed early in his innings.
Sammy will start his 8th now. 2 for 23. Could go for 4, it does. Very welcome boundary, just easing past backward point.
That reminds me of a shot I saw earlier. I think it was Sawan who played a similar shot off a seamer. Just easing it, using it, the pace of the ball, and it's all relative there with Sammy.
That's a huge hit. That's a 6, which makes an over which had cost 2 up until then, now costing 8. Brings the required rate down appreciably. Just one shot like that can do it. 166 for 6. 10 overs remain. They need to get 60 off 60 deliveries. Flicks it away. And they'll come back for the second. A good strong throw from far in the deep. Not strong enough. Alan Samuels and Lendl Simmons are the ones who are very strong with their throwing for the West Indies. It's a long way out there. It's a big ground.
Yeah, it almost put Harbhajan Singh in trouble, because when he turned up the non-strikers and he ran straight into Russell.
Now he's got the fingers to it, and it's gone straight through. Sammy there. It's not easy. That's not an easy catch, but still one we've seen taken. We saw catches taken today which have been outstanding. Pulled it away. Sammy should have really hung on to that. 2 hands. He's going to his left, and he's a good catcher. but not this time, and that's a 4 to follow the 6 in the previous over. So it now brings it down 54 from 58 deliveries, so under 6 runs and over now. Sharma just beginning to motor. Correction, Harbhajan it was, but India just beginning to go now, and that could run away as well. The fielder down there gets his body behind it. Bishu gets the support of the crowd behind him, an energetic cricketer, Devendra Bishu.
But again, look at where Harbhajan is scoring his runs. 2 down towards wide long on, a 4 through mid wicket, and then a little sweep down towards fine leg. Somehow you've got to take away that leg side from him. Not a bad player. His batting has evolved. Dangerous player, in fact.
There he goes, and that's a 6. Slogged. Picked it up beautifully. Harbhajan's. Now the accelerator is being pressed by India. All of a sudden, they propel themselves with 2 6s and a 4 in the last 2 overs.
I think Russell was trying to get it full and outside the off stump. It was outside the off stump, but it was length. And look at where Harbhajan takes it from. Just outside off stump to leg side again. It's a good shot. Selective shot.
It's in the air. Ball calls for it, the keeper, and takes it, and he's gone. Well, that's the way to get rid of them. Talk them up. Say how wonderful they are. But he has played an outstanding innings. 41. He's reduced the rate to just over 5 runs and over required. 180 for 7. Harbhajan goes to Russell.
Well, after playing so well and getting 14 runs off the over, it has to be one big shot too many when you've got 14 off the over. And he knows that as well. 180 for 7.
Decisive partnership, or perhaps not decisive. Certainly a very good one between Rohit Sharma and Harbhajan Singh. 88 they put on. Came together when the innings was shaky. 80 for 7, up to 180 for 7. Curry, 92 for 6, and up to 180 for 7.
What I was interested in there with that dismissal was the line of it. Again, it's off stump. Again, he tries to go leg side, dipping into the well once too often. Have a look at it again. A little slower ball, a little nice change of pace from Russell. Done all the hard work here and has opened up the game again because he tried to bite off more than he could chew. 14 off the over. So it opens the game up again for the West Indies. And you would have thought that the batting power play has not been taken yet, and that is critical with those big shots that Harbhajan was playing.
New batsman is Praveen Kumar, who has come in. Now, you would have thought perhaps that he would have had to take strike as a batsman, might have crossed off that Skyer. But obviously Harbhajan was heading to the pavilion and told Rohit Sharma, look, you stay there, because you've got to carry us home now, in association with the last 3 wickets. Played really well.
Yeah, it was good from Harbhajan. It shows good awareness because he sends Rohit, who is nearly to his end. Look at him. Yeah, go back down. It's the last ball of the over. You keep control of his strike. So while it was a bad shot at a bad time, well, certainly a bad time to execute the shot, it was good awareness of the wider perspective of the game.
Having to hurry. Well home. We've got 2 little wicketkeepers here with big voices. Patel for India and Bow for the West Indies, just to be safe again. Return comes in, direct hit, and he didn't quite cross the back line. Umpires very keen nowadays just to be safe, just to ensure that the bat is down, it hasn't bounced up or anything like that. No question about a green light. Easily home. Not to confuse viewers, but that was not an umpire's review under the regulations that will not be used in this tournament, in this tour. Umpire's review system available, but both teams have to agree to it, and India are not inclined to use the umpire's review system on appeal, but that was not part of it. It's an umpire's review rather than one from the players.
I hope that the Indian administrators and players will review their own situation in time to come, because I think it's compromising the way that cricket is officiated around the world, and I can understand that they have doubts about the system, but I hope in the very near future they review it and they go the other way, because it just isn't fair to not be using it wherever they go and everyone else does.
Yeah, and in fact they're not using it on their subsequent tour of England, which starts right after this one is finished. So West Indies just getting a wicket and drawing things back. Only 2 runs off that over. 182 for 7. 44 were required by India. 3 wickets standing. 48 deliveries left. Gripping contest here. The spectators are absolutely intrigued. Don't think anyone's left the ground. Power play now to be taken. So the batting power play, 5 overs in which only 3 fielders are allowed outside the ring. 182 for 7. Sharma's there, he's got 68, played really well, 77 deliveries. Praveen Kumar has come in, he's got a single. And India require 44 from the last 8 overs. In the commentary box now, Fazia Mohammed and Sunil Gavaskar.
Thanks very much, Winston Anthony Lloyd. This could go down to the wire. The West Indies need to keep the pressure on. They need victory to keep the series alive. And with the batting power play about to begin, it's Devendra Bishu being entrusted with the ball by his captain. We'll look for 2 here. How do you see it going, Sunny?
Well, Praveen Kumar can bat a bit, and so can Amit Mishra. The question is whether they can bat under pressure, because this is a pressure situation for the Indians. Kumar can hit the ball against the medium paces. He's not so good against the spinners. He's been used as an opening batsman in local domestic cricket, and he's got the team off to a brisk start, scoring 50s and 60s and quick 30s, 40s.
Will fall well short of the long off. It's interesting that Sami has decided to go with Bishu, who's been one of his key performers. This is Bishu's last over, so he's decided maybe a bit of a gamble to try to get a wicket with the leg spinner.
Also, it makes sense when you are confronting the batting power play to go with your best bowlers. So I think because Bishu has been the pick of the bowlers, well bowled. I think it's a good move by Darren Sammy. It'll be interesting to see who he brings on from the other end. He's finished his own quota of 10 overs, the quicker delivery.
Gotta think on your feet, Darren Sammy. He's gone straight and he's gone for 6 all the way. Kyron Pollard just watching it sail over his head into the seats below us. That's a very good hit. First boundary of Devendra Bishu's bowling.
He has tossed up a delivery. And look at that. Praveen Kumar has just slammed it. Instead, I think he's trying to be the hero, which will probably work in the short run.
There he goes again, clearing mid-off, running away out towards the boundary and getting there. Almost as if he were cutting sugarcane in some of the fields around the Caribbean. A real scything stroke, but he picks up an important boundary.
Yes, this was a slower delivery, bowl at about 117 kilometers per hour. Kemar Roach should be looking to bowl the Yorker, not halfway down this pitch on a slow pitch like this.
Another wide. This is real poor bowling by Kemar Roach, who's just come back. His captain wants him to keep it tight. It's a power play, and the equation getting easier for India with every single delivery.
Yes, all these deliveries help the wides. I think he's a little bit underdone, Kemar Roach. He needs lots of overs under his belt.
Sharp single. So probably came to the wrong end. It's interesting you make that comment about him needing a lot of overs, because he didn't play in Trinidad because it was felt that he had bowled too many overs leading up to the start of this limited over series and the T20 match. "11 runs coming off the over. It's 203 for 7. Well, he looked so intense there in the I actually thought that was a replay of a shot we were going to see where he hit a 6. I suppose at some point Rohin Sharma is going to say, hang on, let me just remind you who's the senior partner here.
He's very, very enthusiastic, Praveen Kumar. Now he's in the test squad.
Over the top again. That's gone all the way. India are closing in, courtesy of the big hitting of Praveen Kumar.
Well, now you know why he wanted to get to the strikers, and he certainly fancied himself, and he's showing why. He's just moved away to the leg side a little bit. The ball's on a length, just what batsmen are looking when they're going to go for the slog. And Praveen Kumar, well, is trying to play a little bit of a Dhoni kind of helicopter shot, at least as far as the follow-through is concerned.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and we all recall the little twirl of the bat and the flourish after Mahendra Singh Dhoni hit the winning 6 to win the World Cup for India. Shades of that from Praveen Kumar.
He'll get a single and hand over the strike to Rohit Sharma. 211 for 715 needed from 32 deliveries.
They should really cruise it from here. They've got to play some extremely bad cricket not to clinch the series in a few minutes. Another sharp single, direct hit, and he could have been in trouble. Another productive over for India. The overthrow saved, but some 10 runs off over number 45. It's 213 for 7. There you can see the effect of the third and final batting power play. After a big over before the power play started, it's been consistent high scoring over the last 3 overs. And India, despite the loss of the wicket of Harbhajan closing in on a victory that would make it 3-0 with 2 matches still to go. But the West Indies will still believe they can pull this one out of the fire.
Plenty of discussion there between Pollard, Darren Sammy and Kemar Roach. And they're going to ask Karen Pollard to come in and bowl. He will slow the pace off the pitch. He mixes it up. He's a medium pacer, but even then he bowls the occasional slower delivery. He's just got 1 wicket, but look at those runs that he's given. The economy rate is 3 runs and over. And India's required rate at the moment is 2.6.
You can't just keep it tight. They've got to get wickets now. There's no way they're going to stop India from getting 13 runs in 5 overs without getting wickets. So it's not just about keeping it tight. Still want some adjustment to the field, Pollard. It's the deep mid wicket to the right of your screen there to come a bit straighter. Moving the leg side field around. Darren Sammy now coming into the discussion with his bowler. Can't protect every single area, of course, because you're only allowed 3 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. And this is just the 3rd over of the batting power play. Wants to strengthen the offside just a bit. What can he do to make a difference? That's all they need now, just singles.
Yes, they need 12 runs from 29 deliveries, so they don't really need to play the glamour shots. They can do it in singles. But as we've seen with that winning hit from Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Indian team doesn't believe in doing things in a workmanlike manner.
Only one.
Pollard insisting that there should only be a single, and the pair of Praveen Kumar and Rohit Sharma decided on a single. But that's not a bad philosophy, because you can see the new confidence in Indian cricket. They are at the top. They're dominating, and you don't just win, you win with style, you win with a flourish, the way the West Indies used to. Yet another easy single. It's not about rubbing it in on your opponents, but it's just showing your greater superiority, and I think it's good for the game when you've got a team that is prepared to play attacking cricket all the way through.
It's also the circumstances are important at that stage. There was plenty of batting to come for India. Now there's not much batting left, so I think it depends on the circumstances. But yes, I think it's exciting to see this Indian team.
Good reaction from both the bowler and the non-striker. Praveen Kumar diving back into his ground. And a good bit of byplay as well. And that's 4. And that's India getting ever closer to this target now. Just 6 more needed. And a fluent off drive by Rohit Sharma.
Yes, this is a lovely drive. Once again, giving himself just a little bit of room. Look at that, taking the front foot away and smashing it through the covers. It's a packed offside field, mind you, not an easy shot to play. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the offside, 4 in the 30-yard circle.
Pierce that field very easily, picking the gap well. Just a bit of a hold up with the bails being blown off. Wonder if he'll try to finish it off with a 6 to win with 4 overs to spare from a perilous position of 92 for 6. It says a lot about the resilience of this Indian team, even without so many of their first choice players. He's just happy to get the single. Another productive over comes to an end. 8 runs from it, 221 for 7. India on the verge of wrapping up the series with 2 matches left to play. Despite Russell's 92 not out that lifted the West Indies to a reasonably respectable total. India slumping to 92 for 6. But Rohit Sharma, Patel earlier on, Harbhajan with 41, and now Praveen Kumar taking them towards their target. Going to be Kemar Roach to continue.
Five from 23 deliveries. Kemar Roach. He hasn't bowled all that badly. The economy rate is under 5.
We'll look for 2. They'll get it comfortably. A few Indian fans over here will be enjoying themselves royally at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Over the years, Indian fans found the Caribbean to be a place of grief. But how things have changed in the last 7 or 8 years. Of course, there was the 71 series with that famous triumph. No ball, swung away, and that's it. Winning the match with a bit of flourish as we anticipated. India have taken the series. They are 3-0 up. 2 matches left to play, and once again they have shown the stuff of champions. The flourish at the end coming off the bat of Rohit Sharma. Slow delivery that didn't deceive him, was a no ball anyway. I wonder if he could carry forward that free hit to the first delivery that he will face in the next match. Well, that's the scorecard of the Indian batting lineup. Patel at the top, good contribution, but then the collapse. Rohit Sharma held things together, got the support from Harbhajan, and then Praveen Kumar erased whatever nerves there would be and hopes for the West Indies with his positive play. In the bowling department, Russell with the 1 wicket, but he was expensive, as was Kemar Roach comparatively. Devendra Bishu right on spot, Karan Pollard as well, but not enough runs to defend. So that's the match summary for you. The West Indies, once again, in that area where they always seem to finish in one-day internationals, 225 for 8. And India, after that struggle, eventually getting home with 3 overs and 4 balls to spare.